No, I don't want to log into TikTok. Don't autoplay stuff. This is what happens when you lay off all your writers and marketers. Is it a surprise to anyone that Viking symbol is a top keyword leading people into teepublic? Because it was a big surprise for me. All of you at home, I would like you to read this, to look at this photo of this design and read it. What are 26 social networks? Can someone please let me know? 2.56% from India. Buyers or sellers? So this was really unexpected. And no, I don't mean the big mistake of Society6 in their latest Instagram post. What was unexpected was the rabbit hole that I went down in when it comes to Society6 compared to Redbubble and teepublic and Zazzle on social media. The unexpected lessons I learned once I dove deeper into their analytics on SimilarWeb, and the fact that I don't think that their latest mistake on social media is actually a mistake. So if you're expecting a video that says how Society6 destroyed print on demand because now they're charging money, or a video that says that teepublic destroyed print on demand because they only pay $2 for a t-shirt, that's not that video. This video is a deep dive. This video is more like a deep dive into social media. What can we learn from these big marketplaces on social media to do ourselves or to post on their platforms? And I hope that you guys will enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mero and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And this morning, I didn't want to film. I was pretty satisfied with editing and uploading the tutorial of how to use paper packs, and I was fine with the rest of my day doing nothing. But then, while the video was rendering, while the edit was rendering, I went on Instagram and I saw, to my surprise, a post by Society6 that has 1,457 likes. And the reason why that was a big surprise for me, seeing 1,457 likes on a post by Society6 on Instagram, which they have over 750,000 followers. They have 864,000 followers. The biggest surprise here wasn't the fact that this is a very low number. 1,457 likes on a post from an account that has almost 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers. The biggest surprise was that it's a high number. Usually their posts are around 100, 200 likes, and I think like 500 likes is considered good for them, except for one post that had 5,000 likes, but I'll be discussing that soon. I was surprised again seeing this post. 1,457 likes, probably more when I do the screenshot for this video. And I want everyone who's watching this at home, I love saying that, all of you at home, I would like you to read this, to look at this photo of this design and read it. My initial instinct is I'm in can't love wait with to my meet future her, which is the wrong way to read it because the artist meant to have this read as I'm in love with my future, can't wait to meet her. Is her the future? Is this a design for men looking to meet a woman? Because if it is, it's very pink. It's very, very pink and orange. Is this a design for LGBTQ members? Or maybe they are really referencing future as a her. I've heard people reference God as a her. So maybe that is the case. The comments to that post was the funniest thing that happened to me this morning. Not to mention the horrible layout of the second image of this post, which I didn't expect such horrible placement of mock-ups from a company like Society6. I mean, they really need to hire a designer to do these posts because that beige, weird background combining with those two frames and the colors of the pink and the orange of the iPhone case and the crowd. No, this is just bad. And the comments are amazing. Let me just go and click on like most recent, I don't know. We have some hearts. This is what happens when you lay off all your writers and marketers. They wrote in the caption, by the way, in love with what's to come, shop the In Love with My Future design by Ellie Mallon and wall art, phone cases, stationery, and more on society6.com. Notice that stationery is written with an A. Notice that. So one thing I think I need to get out of the way, this is in no way, shape, or form bashing the artist. I think that every artist has their style, and I've seen other things by this artist and they're really cool. This is bashing Society6 because this placement of the product on the image from Instagram is shameful for a designer. And I think the actual designer of this art could have done much better work with like a collective mock-up photo than what Society6 did. But yeah, again, comment. This is what happens when you lay off all your writers and marketers. It's funny enough. Hey, Society6, it is stationary with an E, as stationary with an A refers to being still or not moving. Well, that could be said for Society6. Society6 are very stationary at the moment. Moving on to the next comment of WTF. And a lot of people just commenting, I'm in can't love wait with to meet her future mine and all that word. Someone said erase this post. English, please. Chaotic version of Billie Eilish's stolen lyrics. I don't know if that's the case because I don't listen to Billie Eilish. If someone does know, please let me know in the comments. There is a gif of a baby trying to look into a book. This is terrible. Oh man, I read that really badly. No, it was maybe written not from a human readable form. This is what a paid membership allows folks to share. I keep coming back to that Reddit thread about Society6 postponing their membership fees or when it's starting, and people were like, oh, we're still gonna have to deal with AI trash longer than we thought we would. And I'm like, who said you're not gonna have AI in the memberships? What Society6 did with the memberships is not to clean house and create better art on their platform, is literally to put a paywall. If you want to put your art on, you need to pay. That's it. And yeah, that means that there is no quality involved in that. Gosh, this is a bad layout. That's as clear as I can make it. I'm in JK, I can't. Sucks shit. Sorry to say. Don't dead open inside, which is one of my favorite also memes. I think I will try to find it. The don't dead open inside, which is don't open dead inside. So people were really laying in there with comments of gifs, which I forgot was a thing on Instagram. But that's not the reason why I'm showing this post, even though it's hilarious. The reason why I'm showing this post is, again, as I said, it took me through a very big, deep dive into what Society6 is doing. And while they uploaded it a few hours ago, they already pinned this post to their pinned post on Instagram because it's actually performing very good. And I feel like a lot of people say this sentence, like in marketing, there is no such thing as bad publicity, because once people are talking about them, there is no dislike button on Instagram. It's not like if you don't like a video on YouTube, you just dislike it and it kind of drops off the algorithm. When it comes to Instagram, these comments are actually making Society6 show up more on feed for people. As an example, for me, because I usually don't see Society6 on my feed, even though I follow them. So this is actually a good marketing strategy to post something boring. And the thing is that, again, this took me into kind of a little bit of a rabbit hole. And I would like you to go in this rabbit hole with me. The first rabbit hole thing was, why did they choose to feature this specific design? I mean, there are so many designs on the platform. And if you look at any social media of any marketplace or any kind of website, there is a reason why they choose to show things specifically on social media. Maybe it's random, maybe it's a product that was recently sold, because I think that with marketplaces, and this is again my opinion, I'm not sure, I think that they would choose to present the items that are selling. So people are buying this. It's a very simple, by the way, design to make. I mean, you can go to Canva and you can create this gradient background and just put text on it. I'm not sure what font it is. I think I'm going to try and figure out later because it's really bugging me. But this is a fairly simple design to make. And I feel like with Society6, if you've been on the platform long enough, you know that the most featured designs are kind of like this bohemian abstract paintings versus also this kind of text designs. Because if we look at the other stuff that they did, we have this post, weekly reminder to slow down and rest with art credits to multiple artists. Have your cake and eat it. Isn't it have your cake and eat it too? And why is it so blurry? Everything that they upload to Instagram lately looks super blurry. Looks like they went into Society6 and download a mockup or a photo with 600 by 600 pixels web file and then uploaded it to Instagram, which would be really bad because it would look pixelated AF. They also have this woman with her bows and her hair, and it's actually nice in terms of the aesthetics of it. I like the combination of multiple patterns. But yeah, this is kind of the style of Society6. And the one post that really stood up, because I'm looking at some of the things that they did, they have a reel of literally a bedroom with Society6 product, and that reel didn't actually do very well. It doesn't have a single comment. It has 95 likes. This is from a day ago, but still, it should have done much better by now. But if I look at the post, "Go away, I'm introverting," with that 50s style woman, this has 5,000 likes. 5,000 likes. And more than that, this post with 5,000 likes is actually one of Society6's biggest mistake on social media that I think you guys should learn from. Because the first post that we talked about, that really bad design that people hate and people bash, they did the right call. They didn't remove a post that was trending them on Instagram. They pinned it. That's something good to learn. And I'm not saying take a bad design that you made and make it that way. But if you're getting bashed a little bit, maybe it's good for the algorithm. But this post, the "Go away, I'm introverting," the design that got them 5,000 likes and was super trending, is the biggest mistake that someone can do on social media. Because I don't know if you can see this comment, "I can't find it on your website. Is it not available for sale on a print? Is there a chance you could share me a link?" Because the art credit doesn't tag an actual artist, so no one can go to that artist and go then to their links page and then go to their Society6 store, and from their Society6 store try to find this design. No one can actually find it. This is not something with a link. And I mean, come on. This is Society6. They have a link to Society6. How am I supposed to find it? Why are you posting this if you're not doing it? And why is Society6, for the love of God, not using a link tree of some sort? I mean, look at their profile. They have literally 2 links on their profile, one to the homepage and one to peachy art. This leads to a collection of designs in the peach colors, but can someone tell the marketers of Society6 what the peach emoji on social media means? I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, peachy art and that peach emoji. And I was like, is that porn? Am I gonna see something that I can't unsee after? Is that their like adult collection? Seriously, someone is making big mistakes here, but the thing is that they posted something that is now trending, that people are commenting on, but there is no way for those people to click on a link and see this. It wasn't featured in their story highlights as trending posts, click here to buy. The artist was not tagged. Maybe the artist is not on Instagram. There is no link anywhere to buy this. And actually, they commented on that. They wrote, "Hey, Elizabeth, this is sold under the title 'Go away, I'm introverting' on the site. It's linked in the purple highlight title 'Let's shop' on our page, but we're happy to DM you a direct link." That is a brilliant save to a very messed up situation. So they do have it in their highlights. It's very hard for me to get around and see like what they are actually doing from their page. And I feel like I'm talking about Society6 too much. I actually had very different reasons to make this video today because I wanted to do a comparison of Society6 to other platforms, because let's face it, when it comes to Instagram, Society6 is taking the lead. I mean, they have 864,000 followers on Instagram. And if I compare it to Redbubble with 442,000 followers, teepublic with 310,000 followers, Zazzle with 108,000 followers, surprises all across the board here. Because if you look at the amount of entries, first of all, Society6 has far less visits a month than teepublic and Redbubble, and Zazzle and teepublic actually has sort of the same amount of entries per month, and the difference between the followers is really big. And I can't help think that this might not be just related to their actions and their activities on social media, but to their age group, because it's becoming a little bit clear what generations, what types of people, what types of personalities, what genders are on each social media platform. So maybe that is also relevant, because I can tell you, for example, that a Gen Z that sat in my apartment yesterday knew what Redbubble and teepublic were without knowing what print on demand is. She's more likely to be using TikTok rather than Instagram, even though her Instagram account is brilliant and I like her and she's super cute. But Gen Z and Gen, whatever they're calling them now, Alpha, is most likely to be using TikTok rather than Instagram. And from what I've seen with a lot of the trending designs, teepublic and Redbubble are more targeting Gen Alpha and Gen Z rather than millennials, who are the ones who are using Instagram the most, along with Gen X, with boomers currently on Facebook, pretty much. I think also Gen Y and Gen Z are using Reddit, but this kind of topic actually led me to look at their similar web statistics to see the traffic coming from each site. For those of you who don't know, by the way, Similar Web is awesome. I really recommend you check it out because we have a lot of information we can get from here that will be useful for us as sellers and as marketers. So Society6 has roughly 3.3 million views per month, visits per month, with Redbubble being at 26.7 million. Again, 26.7 versus 3.3, and then compare it to the fact that Society6 has double the amounts of followers on Instagram than Redbubble. Going into teepublic, looking at 11.7 million visits, and Zazzle with 13.2 million. Zazzle is surpassing teepublic with Zazzle.com alone, because Zazzle also has zazzle.co.uk. They have the Australian version. So this is a very, very, very big jump from Zazzle, even though they have dropped in their ranking in the last 2 months. And one thing that I do want to look into here is to take a little bit of look at the demographics when it comes to the traffic, when it comes to the country that people visit most on these platforms, and when it comes to the demographic of these people. So when it comes to Society6, we're looking at 63% from United States, 5.3% from Bangladesh. Do we think that these are buyers or do we think that these are sellers? I mean, I don't know a lot about Bangladesh, but from what I know about their financial situation, I don't think they can afford or would want to spend money on Society6, because seeing, again, Bangladesh so higher up here makes me wonder if it's just sellers or if it's their marketing team or if it's their development team that keeps coming into the website and being a visit even though they're not an actual buyer. Because again, when we look at the statistics of the visits to Etsy, to Redbubble, to Society6, to Zazzle, we need to keep in mind that when you are a seller on these platforms and you come in and you spend a day uploading designs, you're a visit, you're multiple visits. 4% from Canada, 3% from Australia, and 1.88% from the UK. Moving on to Redbubble with 36% from the US. Did that surprise someone? Because this seriously was the shocking statistics for me when it comes to Redbubble. Only 36 or 37% from the US. This was really surprising, with 7 from the United Kingdom, 4% from Australia, almost 4% visitors from Germany. Maybe it's a good idea to put German designs here, and 3.52% from Canada, with 43%, 44% from everywhere else, which is an insanely big statistics for a website. This is abnormal for a website to look like this, especially a website that is so higher up and trending in the United States, to be so diverse around the world. And I do know, for example, why people would come into this from Australia, because they do fulfill some of their stuff in Australia. They are an Australian company. Funny side note, I actually had someone who wanted me to design specific merch for Redbubble, like specific things to write on t-shirts, to contact me and tell me what they want to write on a t-shirt. Instead, I told them I can do this on my own shop, and they said, well, I'm from Australia. Well, I'm using Fourthwall and they have t-shirts fulfilled in Australia, so no problem with that. teepublic statistics, 58% from the US, already more than the statistics of Redbubble and less than the statistic of Society6. 4.31% from Indonesia. Do you think that seriously these visits from Indonesia are buyers? 4% from the UK, 4% from Canada, and 2.75% from Morocco. Sellers or buyers? What do you guys think? Moving on to Zazzle, with 77% of their traffic coming from the United States, which is insane. But again, this is Zazzle.com, so I'm guessing if I look into zazzle.co.uk, I'll see statistics from Europe and from Britain. 2.56% from India. Buyers or sellers? 1.78% from Canada, 1.4% from Brazil. That's an interesting view. And Germany. And one of the reasons why I'm going over these statistics is because there's a lot of information we can get from them when it comes to why a specific person wants to buy from a specific store. So I do know, again, a lot of Australians like to buy from Redbubble. So if you want to target mostly Australians and you want to be on a marketplace, which I think you should have your own store, but never mind. If you want to target mostly Australians, hey, why not try Redbubble? Because Australians shop there. And also, the statistics about German speaking when it comes to Redbubble, like Germany being a big country that enters Redbubble, maybe if you do speak German, you can make a few German designs and see if that will catch on. Next up, what I want to talk about is the ages and the gender of people. And with gender, we do have a problem because the information of gender comes usually from Google Analytics and comes usually from the setup on people's computer. But if I have to look into places like teepublic and redbubble, where it's really customary for non-binary people or agender, I'm really not familiarized with all the terms. I'm really not. But I think that the gender aspect will be a little bit problematic here, but still, there are things we can learn. For example, Society6 was 63% female versus male, Redbubble with 50% female and 50% male, almost identical. teepublic, same statistics. And Zazzle with 63% female and the rest male, seeing almost the same statistics as Society6 in this case, which is also kind of interesting to see who buys more on a platform and who's looking for more stuff. When it comes to age distribution of the visits, basically on all of them, the highest percentage of the shoppers are 25 to 34 years old. And I feel old now. I'm not in that bracket. I'm 35 and a half. But if we look at the age distribution of like the two top ones, if I'm looking at Society6, the majority of people, 32% of people entering Society6 are 25 to 34. And the next age group is 35 to 44. If I will be looking at Zazzle, I will see something very similar, with 27% being 25 to 34 and 19, almost 20%, being 35 to 44. These are different age groups. Different age groups are looking for things on different social media platforms, and they're looking for different merch to buy. This is important. And when I go to Redbubble, 30% are between the ages of 25 and 34, and 25.91% are younger, are 18 to 24. And with teepublic, that was a bit of a surprise for me. We have 30% age 25 to 34, and then it's sort of like almost an even split, 20% for the higher age and 18% for the lower one. Now, if I'm looking at the age group of 45 and up, yes, 45 and up, it's not a dirty word, with teepublic, we have 25, roughly 31%. With Redbubble, 45 and up people who enter the platform, we have 12, 24. With Society6, we have 33, 34%. And with Zazzle, this is a really, really weird thing. Not weird, but interesting thing to see. We have 24 plus 17 of May does math in her head. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. We have over 40%. We literally have over 40% that are above the age of 45 on Zazzle. Whether it's, by the way, sellers or buyers is not something we can determine, but still, this is insane statistics. I would also like to move on to the statistic of their traffic sources, because that is really important. So Society6 top traffic sources is one, almost 50% direct. That means that people go to society6.com. Again, how many of them are sellers versus buyers? And the next higher up, if we're looking at the three top ones, is 22% from organic search. That means someone searched on Google, on Bing, on Yahoo. I don't know what people are using except for Google. And 13% came from paid search, from ads that they sponsor, which comes to show all the people who's like, oh, Society6 are not using paid advertisement. Yes, they do. You just don't see it because you're not in the same places. Maybe you're not their target audience. Now let's analyze Redbubble when it comes to the traffic that comes in. The top one is organic search, not direct. 44% organic search. The second on the top is direct. And then we have really close statistics between paid search and social. Again, social can also be paid in this case. Moving on to teepublic with 44%, almost 45% direct, and then organic search and paid search almost at a standstill. Notice that none of them is social. And with Zazzle, 36% direct, and then organic search and paid search. So this comes to show you what platforms get more from actually Google. And if a company is getting a lot from Google, maybe we need to see what they're getting from. Because if I look at the top keywords for this traffic, when it comes to Society6, Society, space 6, Society, SIX 6, wall art, and art prints. If I look at the breakdown of the top keywords with Redbubble, I have the 4 ways that people spell Redbubble and then Redbubble stickers. Because a lot of people, and this is coming from the lovely Gen Z that sat in my apartment yesterday, a lot of Americans literally buy a bunch of stickers on Redbubble. They literally go to Redbubble to search for stickers, not even being familiarized with print on demand, but just knowing them as the company for stickers. Now with teepublic, we have the 3 ways to spell teepublic, and then t-shirts as a keyword, and then Viking symbol. Is it a surprise to anyone that Viking symbol is a top keyword leading people into teepublic? Because it was a big surprise for me. I would like to take a small pause from blabbering about this for 2 things. One, I always get people asking me about the print-on-demand products that I'm wearing or are in the background. So this is, I don't remember where the tapestry was. I think it was Teespring, but the quality of Awkward Styles is better. I just have it with a different print in a different room. This is from Fine Art America. I actually made a test order from Fine Art America a long time ago. And this is embroidered, fulfilled by Printful, ordered from my Fourthwall shop, and there will be a video about print-on-demand embroidery products. If you like this kind of content of print-on-demand, whether it's design tutorials, talking about different marketplaces, or actually marketing advice, or product reviews, make sure that you hit the subscribe button to be subscribed to this channel and get notified when there are new videos. And of course, if you like this video so far and found this content useful, hit the like button down below. Every like, comment, subscribe really does help my channel. So thank you so much for supporting it. Whether you're here supporting it on YouTube by watching the videos or commenting, or you're supporting the channel by being on our Facebook group, subscribe to my free newsletter, or on Patreon. With that said, let's continue with rambling on about Society6 and Instagram and similar web and being shocked by statistics and having fun while doing it. And with Zazzle, our keywords are, and this is really interesting, Zazzle, calendar, 2024 calendar, calendar 2023, and 2023 calendar. Is anyone seeing a theme here? And I do have to say, I understand why, because their calendars are absolutely stunning and amazing. So I get that. But yeah, there's so much information we can learn from here. And I do want to go over last bit of information to display is their social media breakdown. Because I think like most of these companies have like 5% of their traffic coming from social media, which seems negligible, but we have to remember that 5% out of like 20 million is still a lot. So I'm looking into the information about social media here. So if I'm looking on Society6, notice that we have the number of social media networks sending traffic to this website. In the case of Society6, it's 16, with Pinterest leading with almost 40% of the traffic coming from Pinterest. This is the traffic from social media, not the overall traffic. 20% coming from Facebook, 16% from YouTube, 7% from Reddit, 7% from Twitter, and another 11% from the rest of the 11 other social networks. Pinterest. I can definitely see this because, again, think about it. Society6, bohemian style, that's usually what they promote, right? Or simple text designs. People come into their website on wall art. Pinterest is kind of that place for designing your home. I mean, it's why I'm leaning on it so much, because I'm in love with selling print-on-demand home decor items. So maybe that's a point to think about, like trying to analyze that information. Social media traffic to Redbubble comes from 26 social networks. What are 26 social networks? Can someone please let me know what are the 26 social networks? How much is a similar web membership? I need to figure out how much does it cost? Similar web, products, pricing. Okay, the starter package of Similar Web, if I want to actually get more information, is $125 a month. I'm sorry, that's on a yearly. Maybe one day I'll pay $150 for a month on Similar Web just so I can be able to find out what are 26 social networks. Seriously, does anybody know 26 social media platforms? I did not see that coming. So with Redbubble, again, number one on the things that give them traffic is Pinterest with 30%. Coming up close to that is 28% from YouTube. Is that people who are buying or is that people who are selling? Again, we don't know. 15% from Facebook. That was a big surprise for me. I'm really surprised not seeing TikTok here. But also, does TikTok have links? I'm so bad with TikTok. I'm so bad. People are like, "Oh no, you need to do TikTok tutorials." No, I'm not. This is not my generation. Not my generation. I'll suck at it. I promise. I'll make very bad TikTok marketing videos. But why am I not seeing TikTok here? That's a really big surprise. Again, I think TikTok doesn't have a link, right? TikTok like kind of reference people to other places. You need to go. Ooh, TikTok sends you to YouTube, right? So maybe that's the case. And only now I realize that Society6 doesn't have in their 5 sources of traffic Instagram, nor does Redbubble. Again, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. Reddit. Again, buyers or sellers, I don't know, but Reddit is a big source of traffic. I remember like when I was heavily blogging, I think it was like 7 years ago or even more before I started print on demand. The majority of the traffic that I got from my blog was from either Facebook or Reddit. Yes, it's correct that TikTok wasn't in existence at the time, but the traffic I got from Reddit was actually pretty solid. So maybe I should look into Reddit a bit more. And moving on to teepublic, 38% coming from Facebook. Is that sponsored ads? This is really confusing for me. This is really not what I thought I'll be seeing. And again, now they have 15 social networks referring to them, with Pinterest number 2, YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit. Are we seeing some kind of similar vibe here? And Zazzle, 14 social media networks are pointing to them, with 59.23% of their traffic of social comes from Pinterest. And then we have YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter. We pretty much have those standing out for everything. And I wonder if that is something that I wonder if there is something that I can search to see if like the traffic is coming from Instagram, because this is really surprising. You know what? Let's check maytribe.com. I don't know why I'm checking maytribe.com. There's like no point to it. Oh, wow. It says I have 12,000 visits a month, which is something that I can't really see because the statistics on PayHip are really, really bad, like in terms of seeing the visits for everything. Surprisingly, I have 15% of visitors from Chile, 13.5 from the United States, 11.8 from the Philippines, 10% from the Czech Republic. I did not expect that. And 10% from Vietnam and the rest from others. This is crazy. I don't have any age distribution, nothing to display here. 94% of my traffic comes from social channels, which would make sense, like, you know, YouTube. And if I have to look at the breakdown of social platforms, it just says YouTube 100%. It doesn't show Instagram. Because I'm really wondering if it's not showing Instagram or TikTok for the rest of these for a reason. And speaking of them, and I can't believe I'm doing it, I'm opening TikTok. Oh, no. It's just going to start talking, right? It's just going to start like, yeah. Oh, yeah, ASMR stuff. No, no, no. Stop, stop. I'm looking to search for Society6. Do they have a TikTok? Accounts. Okay. Society6 have an account. Let's go with Redbubble. Should have opened these links before. No, I don't want to log into TikTok. Don't autoplay stuff. She's so annoying. I don't use TikTok. So the fact that I think it's trash. And I think like people need to really know how to use it without having their brain deleted or spending so much time on this platform for literally no reason, just staring at stuff. Zazzle. Is Zazzle even on? And you know what? Even from the search, I would like you guys to see what happens. Like, for example, when I clicked on the word Zazzle on TikTok, what I saw is Zazzle, Zazzle phone case, Zazzle 153, Zazzle tutorial, Zazzle design, Zazzle shop, Zazzle I love my girlfriend shirt, and Zazzle business. When it comes to clicking on and seeing, like trying to search for something, really try to pay attention what pops up. Because what pops up could tell you so much about this company and what people are searching for when they search for about this company in this platform. teepublic, Republicans. Is that a thing? I don't know. Like, is that a thing for teepublic? I really don't know if they have more Republican or Democrat designs. I know nothing about US politics. Republic, Star Wars, Republic, Star Wars. It just type in Republic. It doesn't even recognize the teepublic thing. When I type in Society6, I will see Society6 selling, Society6 posters, Society6 phone cases, Society6 shops, Society6 art print, Society6 hearts, Society6 plan. Ooh. So this is a mixture of wanting to buy and wanting to sell, I guess. Redbubble, Redbubble selling, Redbubble tips, Redbubble stickers, Redbubble haul. Redbubble haul is something you want to see. It's something you want to see when you're searching to promote something in that platform if it belongs to Redbubble because people are sharing their haul. Now, Redbubble, 60,000 followers on TikTok. Society6, 12,000 followers on TikTok. teepublic with 9,000 followers. And Zazzle with 11,000. Again, surprising enough, teepublic, the company that is mostly targeting the generation and the ages that are on TikTok, that with their designs that are very, let's call them activistic like, very activistic, very inclusive. I mean, you can see so many different types of ethnicities, diversion, even their mock-ups, even the way that they show, not the mock-ups, but like their size charts, the way that they show people, featuring people of all colors, featuring disabled people. I expected to see much more followers to teepublic on TikTok rather than Society6 and Zazzle. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if this video has a point. I mean, it started with the fact that Society6 uploaded a really controversial design to their platform, got bashed from people by doing it, still did not correct their grammar mistake, and then pinned that post to be featured because, hey, it's engaging the most. We also saw their mistake by having a design that basically no one can find or is very hard for someone to find. And yeah, that person really wanted that design. That's why they asked if there is a link. But think about how many people would look at your social platform, might like something and not know how to buy it, and not give enough to ask you. Think about that. Make it easier for people. So I don't know what lessons you've learned from this video. I honestly don't know what lessons I've learned. I think I want to spend like a day just doing like these analytics things to look at them. I think it's really nice to look at these different platforms and see what kind of keywords people associate with these platforms. Again, we don't know if these are buyers or sellers, but definitely if you look into their TikTok account, their Instagram account, their Facebook account, whatever they're doing on social media, you could learn a lot from it. Maybe you'd learn what kind of designs are trending on that platform, or maybe you learn what kind of designs you need to make for that platform, or maybe just go over one of their profiles on TikTok or on Instagram and literally scan the profile through and through and see, okay, for example, on teepublic, reel, 6 likes, photo, 246 likes, photo, 2025. Literally go over their photos and their reels, and the ones that are trending the most, the ones that are the most engaging, think to yourself, why is this post engaging? Is this because it's a style, or is this because the layout of the post is correct and this is something that I can do for my own social media? Or maybe this is a product design that works really well for that company and I should aspire to do the same type or style of designs when I'm designing for that company. Maybe tag them a lot in my post, so maybe they'll share one of my things. And if you took anything from this video, is that if you're selling on Redbubble and you're uploading a photo or a mock-up or a photo that you took of a product that you ordered from your own Redbubble store, tag Redbubble in the photo. Make sure they see it. Maybe they'll contact you. Maybe they'll share it. I know it happened to me when I started this channel. I think it was like 2 years ago when I uploaded a photo of me and my Wacom tablet, and Wacom contacted me asking to repost it. That was brilliant. And that is only because I tagged them. So make sure to tag these platforms on your social media or not if you're not selling on those. And yeah, with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. I hope you learned that when you post something on Instagram, you really have to make sure that people see the link to it. I hope you learned not to put peach emojis on stuff unless it's adult content. That was really weird, Society6. Really weird. I hope you learned the difference between stationary and stationary, as well as enjoyed some of the statistics we've seen together in the last, I don't know how many minutes after I'll edit this video. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!